Hello.
Hello.
Alright. Okay. I was hoping Marcus would show up because it's his thing that I changed. Did you see the dash he put in?
Yeah, he's showing me.
I think it's too much, but I kept the spirit of it. Um, but basically, so I turned it into more of like a
You're
slot.
not streaming, so I don't.
I'm not. I
Oh,
should
are
be.
you? Okay. Okay, I am watching.
Alright. So you just hold if you're. I put the crawl in too. Although it's not, the animations aren't perfectly right. I really have to redo all the animation and movement code because I'm just throwing shit on top of other shit. But basically, if you're in the crouching state and you hit the jump button, you'll do a slide like that. And then if
Oh
you,
yeah. Did you do that?
that's me.
That's yours. Yeah, it looks good.
And then if you hit it again from that, you like do this little hop flip jump thing and get even more speed. So you can like slide. I'm
Oh,
not
Marcus, that's exactly what Marcus said. We should do something like that when he was showing me the thing he made.
want to see the code I accidentally figured this out with at first and what it looked like when I first put it in. It
Well, what
looked
is on your screen? The
what?
controller on your
Oh,
screen.
you can see my inputs.
What's is that on from? Is that happening in the game
No, that's
or on your
it's
stream?
on my stream. Yeah, it's a website that'll do it for you. I want to buy a cooler. I almost want to buy a skin
Uh,
for it because all you can
yeah.
do is PlayStation and Xbox and NES and GameCube for some fucking reason. But yeah, so like, and then you can do these like little flips to keep
Yeah.
going. Although it's too much movement to let you do
It
this
is way too.
forever.
It needs to be nerfed significantly. Yeah.
But I like the concept of like that you can do this little. I
And
think what I'm
maybe you just get an extra hop and you lay. Oh, I don't know.
so what I was thinking was maybe there
Because you
were
shouldn't be able to go across the whole
Yeah,
screen
yeah, I agree.
in like 2 seconds like that.
I think basically you should have two either this and
Although, well,
this.
I mean, that would you'd probably get noticed doing that, but still.
Yeah, maybe like honestly, my feeling is like as long as the as long as it doesn't turn into just a everyone running around thing, which like you when we were arguing about the counter thing before, as soon as you said, "Oh, well, they just won't be able to like do their slash while they're run, like they won't be able to kill while doing this, right?"
Yeah, you can't charge your
They can't
attack
just run up
while you're
and do this. They have to.
like you could run up and do a little baby swing, but you couldn't charge your attack while you're running.
Um, but yeah, like basically, my feeling is that you should be able to do like. Hold on, 1 second. I need to put some music on. It feels quiet. Um, my feeling is that you should be able to do two of the. You should either be able to do boom, boom, like a safe one, or you should be able to like chain it and go a little further, boom, boom. But then after that, you like I don't know, automatically come out of it, or maybe after that, if you try to do it again, you automatically jump, being very noticeable, or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe you can just move like that. I don't know. But I was hoping Marcus would come because I commented out all of his dash code, but I basically took the concept of that to make this dash and cleaned it up a little bit. So because the way he had it, like if you dashed over a pit, you would just be a floating ball forever.
I have to animate more.
I think you should do when you and Jeff do the ninjas, like give them this sort of forward lean when they're running. That feels right. Even though I'm not moving that fast, like this is the exact same run code I had on like the Marcus sprite, but you know when he's standing straight up like that, it doesn't feel like you're running very fast. It feels weird, right? Like give him that forward lean, and then also someone should definitely do a flippy dippy jump that can be basically substituted for any jump or roll. But I'm thinking, and also let me know what you think about this. I said this to Marcus and Jeff, and they seemed less than enthused about the idea, but like a contextual, I'm not even sure if I want an actual jump button. I have it in right now for fucking around purposes, but I'm not, I think it might just be like, oh, I'm at a ledge now, I jump. Or whatever, or if I'm holding down, you know, I just straight up fall instead of jumping across. But I was thinking, like when we were talking about like having two buildings and stuff between them, and I was saying you should be able to sneak around. Like there should also be a contextual. Ooh, what's going on here? Why is that happening? Does that always happen?
Yeah.
Is that happening in the... actually, is the state actually changing there? Is that... yes, okay. I thought I fixed that. Anyway, like a contextual, like, almost ledge grab thing. But that would need a jump. Like, you would need it, and I'm not sure I want a jump in the game. But, like, a thing where, like, if I fell and was pressing against this, my guy would just automatically grab against the ledge and shimmy himself up in a quick, fluid motion. I'm not really going to focus too much on that stuff right now. I basically want to get the dashing in, like,
so your idea, you just want a ledge grab is
like a contextual ledge grab, so that like we could design it so I don't want people like obviously jumping all around everywhere all the time, but like if there was something like, you know, of two balconies across from each other that were just so far, it'd be cool if, you know, if you couldn't make it if you were walking, but if you ran, there'd be a contextual jump, and then your guy would just automatically ledge grab onto the thing if you could make it that far, and then hoist himself up in one.
So your guy jumps automatically?
I don't know yet.
I don't like just in general, I don't like things happening automatically, and
I don't know. Marcus and Jeff, I'm actually fine with jumping, but Marcus and Jeff both seemed very much like there should not be an actual jump in the game. Like, it should only be contextual.
I'm fine with jumping. I mean, I see no reason for there not to be.
It reveals you, right? It's not a good thing to do. You shouldn't do it often. But here, hold on. Let me change the code to show you what this looked like when I first did it. Because I was actually trying to do it. When I found this, I was actually trying to make it so you would jump out of your dash slide, and so you could chain your jumps and slides together in a way where you could, and then also like a contextual. If I'm high in the air with my jump and I hit down, I sort of do like a almost ground pound, but not like a big stomp, more like a slick ninja up and then down real quick. So I was trying to do that. And hold on, let me figure out why that animation thing is happening first.
Someone put the sword slash in.
That's really, as soon as I can get these chain things together, something that feels fun to chain together, I'm gonna do the walking into the back, and I'm gonna do the sword, and then we can basically test. Also, I like Jeff's background, but it does not fit the level. We need to build a level around it if we want it to look anything like normal. That's why I took it out. I did not like it.
Well, the background, like, we
Another
don't,
thing,
we don't have to even really think about final level design right now.
I just think that
Just need to test.
I just think that
We just need to be like, let's make a really big level, see how it works with that, and then let's make a really small level, and let's make a level with not many NPCs in it.
Yeah.
See how it changes and balances things.
The oh, okay, fix the movement thing. Why am I going in and out? So if I hold the dash button and absolute value of Huspa is greater than 0.2. We'll say. That should stop that nonsense. And then let's change it to see the fucking crazy. I really need to clean up some code though. It's so messy. Um, uncomment that. I left a comment that says, "Yo, this shit is kind of cool and crazy." For the thing that I'm about to show. It's the same thing. It's just it flung me across the room, basically. Yeah, what's going on? I'm getting some weird bug. So, first of all, yes, okay, that's working fine. Boom. I was like, holy shit, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
And then I was like, what if I made that but less?
oh we can have a fan level.
This was actually directly after I basically copied what Marcus was doing for his dash into the slide thing. But I do want to leave it in just because it's so fun. I like the TV, by the way. Especially.
Yeah, it should probably animate faster, but
No, I like how slow it animates. I was thinking about this, but like everything should probably slow down on the kill cam. And
that'd be.
so if any of your things like animate very fast, then yeah. Do you think Marcus will be pissed that I changed his thing though?
No, I don't care at all. He literally said he just wanted to give you an idea of what he was thinking.
Cool. Right on. Yeah, as soon as I can get this, just something where we can chain jumps and slides together to start with, then I'll be done with the movement for now. I won't put any ledge grabs or contextual anything else in there. I was also thinking for the very first test, is there any important thing what we need to do for like transitioning between an NPC sprite and a ninja, or is it fine as it is where as long as you're going slow and walking, you're not a ninja, you're not your sprite? Like, do we need to do any actual sprite changing code, or to test?
I don't know. Not yet. I don't think. No. I mean, no. There's not going to be any, even right now, any sprite switching. Yeah. There's no. I don't think for the first test we don't need that. Just the colored, like everyone gets a random color, will be enough to blend in with.
Yeah, but what I was gonna do was when people, we'll have to save that random color, I guess, because I was gonna make it so when people move into the background, I would darken their sprite so they blend in more with the background.
Yeah. Could you not? Couldn't you? There must be another way to do that without just changing the hue.
There is. You can change the I could. There's tons of ways to do it, but
Yeah, here's no. Just make them a touch transparent.
that's what I was thinking. Maybe that would work, especially if we actually have a background on there.
Even if it's just for
Testing.
the test to make it easy to get it in the idea in there, because it'll make you darker. It will achieve that.
Yes, that is a good point.
And maybe it'll end up actually being pretty cool.
I think that could actually work.
I had thought of that for
Marcus is
maybe
here.
a specific upgrade.
Good. I was hoping Marcus. I was hoping you could come by so I could find out if I could push. Hold on. And key
Let's
left
change.
or key right. All right. So don't be mad, but
he used your code to fix his.
I changed the dash into a slide thing. So I technically I commented out a lot of the dash stuff.
That literally took me 5 minutes to program, so I'm not worried. I just know that I was just putting it in because that's what Dave asked for.
Are you watching my stream?
I'm watching your stream, yes.
All right, so you inspired me to invent this. Okay, so you do a little dash like that, and then you can sort of chain it together with these little jumps. Oh, why is it not working anymore? Oh, I'm not holding down. That's fine.
That's cool. Okay, so they are legitimate jumps, but we're not going to be able to jump in the actual game, right? Or other than...
I don't know. Dave is down for it. I'm on the fence. You and Jeff both seem against it.
I guess I could see an argument for, like, okay, let's say there's a tapestry in the back and you need to get across it. You don't want people to see your feet. Jump across.
Yeah.
That's an argument.
Like you're in a factory or something, and this piece is getting tossed across a thing. Right? You can jump with the piece. There's plenty of things you could do to make that.
I'm willing to. Or willing. Let's put it in and see what it looks like. Man, your controller thing was weird. Is that like an overlay on the game or an overlay on your?
That's my stream. That's not my stream. That shows you what buttons
the
I'm
one thing
pressing.
I was thinking.
Neat.
Here, want to see what it looked like when I first put it in before I tuned it up? It looked really crazy.
Yeah, that literally took me 5 minutes to put in, so I don't really care. I just knew Dave was saying he wanted the contra dash, so I made the contra dash.
All right, this is what it first looked like, and I was kind of like, holy shit! But wow, that was cool. That's kind of neat, because you had a lot of power on your.
Yeah, 100, because there was you had a lot of friction. Yeah.
Because what I originally meant to do was just do the slide and then like have you have a little jump like that coming out of it.
Well, my goal was when I was creating it, I was like, okay, it needs to be fast with lots of friction. So I had the friction at a rate that would do a percentage of its total to slow it down really quickly. With I just took your lerp code and just threw in right under your lerp code, I just added something that set the H speed to like 90% of its speed at the current time, just to slow it down.
Yeah,
I was going for fast, but stop quickly. Like as soon as you land, as soon as you.
And well, I have a variable in there too. It doesn't have to be as extreme as this or as subtle as the other one. Although I do tend to want to gear towards subtle because I think precise movements are going to be important in a game like this. I think maybe you can build speed, and I don't know. We can discuss how mobile you should be. Like obviously you should never be mobile enough to.
Right? How fast should you be? If you're gonna be jumping around and stuff, then you're gonna want to be pretty fast, I imagine.
Well, there's also I don't know. There's an obvious balance between like how fast you should be going and how much that leaves you open to detection.
Yeah.
Like
so it sort of has a natural kind of balancing. aspect to it, which might be neat.
Oh shit! What did I do? Also, does anyone know what this might be? My computer. I'm having a weird fucking. What's that?
Did you slide off, or you're just behind your controller?
No, I'm here. I'm over here. I'm by the dishes. I'm just normal Marcus now.
Oh, I just can't see because the controller's blocking it.
But what was I gonna say?
What's going on with like the bottom left of your screen?
Oh, I don't have it full screen, so it's just nothing down there. And I don't have any other sources open. But I'm having a weird thing with my computer where it like after a while I can't type anything in the search bar, and if I try to open anything that's like a system level like anything that comes with the computer, like calculator or whatever, it'll just like cycle through all the buttons in the calculator, and like I can type like 2 letters in the search bar, and then it just starts cycling around and hitting random stuff. And at first I thought for sure this is my keyboard broken, there's like a button on it that's stuck, or like one of the Xbox controllers is plugged in and it's doing some weird Xbox shit. But it's not that. I unplugged literally everything.
Sorry, say what's happening again? Say the beginning again.
So like if I go to type in my search bar, say I want to bring up my calculator, and I start to type in CAL, and it'll get like CA, and then it'll start like just jumping around to random like programs and opening random stuff, and then when I'm in the calculator, like it'll just cycle through the buttons. I can't even type anything in. And then I shut down my computer and restart it, and it's fine again. And I thought it was a keyboard, one of my keyboards, my wireless keyboard having a button stuck, but it's not. I unplugged it. I thought it was.
How are you typing when you like? If you do it when that happens, unplug all your keyboards and try copying and pasting something into the search bar. Right click, copy, paste.
Copying, pasting works, and I have unplugged so literally everything. But even when everything is unplugged, if I open the calculator, it still cycles through the buttons, with nothing but a mouse plugged in.
Even with the keyboard unplugged?
Yes. It is fucking bizarre.
It is weird.
I was like,
the
do I have
only thing I could think is check your Bluetooth settings to make sure there's not a keyboard connected, like one of your kids connected maybe, or
the only Bluetooth keyboard we have is at my work right now, and I definitely don't have a receiver for it in here.
And there's definitely no Wi-Fi dongle plugged in, like a little tiny Wi-Fi USB adapter somewhere?
No, I'm plugged directly into the Ethernet. I don't have any Wi-Fi adapters or anything like that.
By Wi-Fi dongle, I just mean like so a lot of things run off of in that Wi-Fi frequency.
So the only things that would be plugged in would be my microphone, my headset, and my mouse. Everything else was unplugged when I saw all this stuff still happening. Super weird.
I would open up your Bluetooth just to make sure nothing's connecting to it that you don't know, that you don't know about. Because if it's something you don't know about, then you won't know it until you see it.
I don't have Bluetooth on this computer though. Like
a lot of motherboards have it built in.
Mine does not, because I know for sure, because when I wanted to do I wanted to buy. Dad gave me some Bluetooth speakers, headphones that he never uses, like earbuds, and I was like, oh, I'll use this from now on so my ears don't get so hot. And I tried to hook it up to my computer, and my motherboard does not have Bluetooth built in, so I had to get a Bluetooth adapter.
Dongle. That was weird. I don't know. Other than that, it's hard to troubleshoot when I'm just when I'm not seeing it happen. It could still be a laptop thing, like or no, I'm sorry, a keyboard thing. Like if your keyboard is dying. A lot of time, I think sometimes drivers will, like, if your keyboard dies while you are typing something, or then it'll continue to do the thing that it thought the keyboard was doing.
It could be that. That could be it, because I have had this issue with my batteries in the back of my keyboard, which is.
Have you considered that maybe your computer is
It's
coming
haunted.
to life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it literally felt like that. It was like, oh my, like what the fuck could possibly be doing this? I've unplugged everything.
The
And then-
power of friendship. This is the next Pixar movie.
Anyway, these random wheels showed up, automated like RC car wheels. I don't know why, and an instruction kit for attaching them to your computer.
Also, a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. All right. Is everyone okay if I push this then?
go
That's
ahead.
the only thing I. That's
We
the
can
only thing I
always-
did, and I fixed
Yeah.
a little bit of the camera because it was going. It does go outside the room, and it has that same problem we had in Kip. But honestly, I think the way to fix that is
We could draw the room bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, bigger than
Honestly,
the-
that's what I think we should do. Like, because it looks, because I tried fixing it by just making it stay in, and it.
I kind of think it would look nice if you see more of the boundary.
Also, it'd
Yeah.
be neat if you could
It
it
doesn't-
started from like panned down or something at the beginning.
Well, it's got this sort of like
Yeah.
rocking, cradling, natural back and forth thing where it just barely slips outside of the room, and that looks nice. And when I fix it, I don't like the way it looks as much. It just looks.
Make a 4K. We'll make a 4K background that we place these things over. You know.
Yeah. It also
I can
works.
see that
too.
you have. Actually, now that I think about it, now it must have been me that overwrote your room because I put a picture in, a background in.
It was, but I as soon when I fetched it, it fixed it. So I don't know.
Oh,
Because-
so I thought you said I thought you meant you fetched it and repushed it, but
No, I fetched it last. I thought I fetched today before I noticed it was broken, and then it said I hadn't fetched for 24 hours. So I fetched and pulled, and then it was fixed. I don't know.
so you've ruined or so where's my beautiful picture, huh? You took it out.
It's no, it's there. I took it out because it made things a little busy for reading what my guy was doing, and also I originally started tonight before I knew you put the dash in. It very much surprised me when I found the dash.
I tried texting everybody to let everybody know.
I saw that after, but when I first saw it, I was just like, whoa. And then but like oh wait, did you make that picture?
Mhm.
Oh, I thought Jeff made that
drew it.
picture.
No, I drew it in the thing on my tablet.
It doesn't look bad. It's just a little too bright for.
It just looks not good.
It just looks it looks very bright. Originally, what I was gonna do is like do the moving into the background thing tonight and have it like have you get your character get darker, and I was like, well, I want it to be harder to see you, and the background here is a lot brighter than I would like it to be. So
Well, I
took it out,
assume
but it's
that
still
we're
in
going
there.
to do an image blend when we send him into the background to match the color of the
Dave
background.
Dave was just saying maybe we should just make him slightly transparent.
We can do that. I was assuming we
at
would
least
just
for the
image
test.
blend him literally to the hue of the background.
Yeah, that's
Well, transparency sort of cheats that. Does that it's like just a quick thing to do for the test,
Yeah.
and
Image blend is the same
accomplishes
idea.
a similar thing. But you wouldn't have to check for like what's behind you or whatever. It just does it as part of what it does, I guess.
all right. Oh man, I gotta push and go to bed because I don't have to get up as early as I would be in bed by now, except that thankfully Remy got exposed to COVID, so now I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Thank God.
Lauren is sick and Remy was sick this weekend, and Lauren's very scared that she has it.
Oh, she's young.
I'm sure she'll be fine, but she's going to take a test at her work tomorrow for free. And then if she has it, then we'll have to figure out something. But now we have no childcare for 2 fucking weeks, and I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do.
Sammy's mom somehow got her COVID appointment at a CVS.
Yeah, I mean we have the appointment to figure out if she has it tomorrow already. Like her work will do it, but
No, I'm talking about COVID shot vaccine.
oh yeah, Yeah, I'm sure Lauren, I'm not sure if she's like high on the priority list or whatever, but
I am because of Dad, and Sammy is because she's going to be working with kids soon.
but
Because she's getting a job as a swim instructor, which pays $30 an hour.
dang,
Yeah,
that's
not bad for a swim instructor.
fucking.
People don't want their
Is it
children
low hours or
drowning.
something? Is it like low hours or something? Like I just
So they start out at 4-hour shifts, but I don't know what a full time. It sounds like a full time week might be 20 hours, but then so it's not a ton of hours, but 20 hours, still half part time, making 30 hours.
no, that's
an
not
hour,
a bad gig at all.
And then I think she's gonna try to pick up some other things that work around the part time. I think her old job reached out to her to try to have her do video editing for them too, so that could be a filler.
But yeah, luckily my work is really cool about, well, and you could say really cool or really terrified about COVID, so they were just like, don't come in.
We should lower your the animation speed on that or increase the animation speed on that TV.
Dave was just
Lower.
saying that.
I'm looking at it now. It really needs the static looks so slow.
I kind of like
You
it
can do
that
that
way.
right now by just going into the room and double clicking on it.
You just do it in this. I think it just goes by what's in the sprite thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it?
Wait, with the game open?
Is there a?
There's no code on it at all.
No, that's what's really great about the assets thing. Things animate on their own. Is there a variable in the sprite? In the sprite itself?
Yeah, because it has frames of animation. So
yeah.
But wait, you're saying if I don't restart this runner and I change the variable?
No, you'll have to restart the runner.
Okay.
But I'm just saying it's cool because you don't need an object for it. You can drag. That's what those asset layers are neat. You can literally just drag sprites in without having objects attached to them, and then just adjust their animation speed, either in the room or it sounds like Dave's saying it's on the sprite itself, which I didn't realize.
All right, what's that?
I think it's that one
3.
default too. Oh, 3.
It's at whatever, or the default is just whatever the last sprite you made was. Here, hold on, I'll show you what it looks like. Does that look does that look too slow?
Give it a try.
This is triple what it was before.
And the aura around it might be a little bit too bright now.
Really, I like the
Or not bright. I mean too quick.
the transparency on this is done. So how do you do transparency, Dave? Do you do it after?
it's just part of the file.
Whenever Jeff does it though, it like doesn't work when I import the sprites. His sprites like he often puts like a transparency thing on them, and it does like it looks like you can see there's no gradient to it. It's like it almost looks like you turned the I don't know how to explain it without good words.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
There should be when you're in front of the TV, it should be obvious. Like we should do some sort of lighting effect to make it.
Well, we need to put in a lighting system.
Yeah.
Where,
and then when you're behind it, it should be way harder to see you.
So the lighting system is why I thought maybe just making the sprites darker would be better, because then if the wall is lit up behind you, right, you just look like a big obvious shadowy ninja running behind it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that'll still happen. I think like just doing a touch of transparency will really only just make you look a little bit darker. It won't even like do much else, just because you're getting whatever's coming out.
I like these telephones.
We'll see what it looks like when the
And that transparency thing is just for quick testing.
I also really like the telephone poles, but like for the sake of me not having to do add another function to my draw everything thing. Although what I might end up doing is just literally setting everything sprite origin to its feet, and then drawing everything in the room with one thing. That might be the easiest way where we don't have to worry about.
That's right. You probably could do that. Like there's all objects, right?
The thing is, I don't know how to do it with assets. Yeah, you could do it with all assets. There is a way to do all layer elements, and you could go through each layer and do every element of every layer in order of their Y. And I assume that would encompass assets. But my solution for right now is just make sure the telephone poles aren't in front of any second story floors, so that I don't walk in front of them when I'm on the second story.
Do you think, for the test, I sort of just want to do this thing, or to see what it looks like at least. I've made Marcus's sprite into a silhouette and just made him staticky. So a pure white silhouette with static on it.
Yeah.
I think that might look neat with the testing rainbow colored thing.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. It would look cool. I think that would look cool.
I still am committed to just doing many sprites.
I want many sprites. There's going to be a problem that needs to be solved once the a problem that I'll need to solve once we get multiple sprites in, because right now everything has the same sprite. I'll have to figure out what sprite to make something when it's, when you're unchanging, because each sprite is going to have its own direction and stuff, right? So I'll have to figure out what sprite to make something or figure out a way for the AI to automatically know, what sprite you are and what sprite corresponds with your left walk, with your right walk, with your run away.
Well, they're flipped. They'll be flipped because I'm not like.
They'll be flipped. But still, with your walk, with your idle, with your run, there'll be different sprites. So I'll need a way to.
If we keep the same naming conventions, could you do it like automated?
I assume no, because the naming stuff is tricky. Because you can't just modify string and then pass that as a hard variable. It'll always be a string. I think I'll do is I'll create a DS list of lists that contain sprites, and I'll put each sprite or each sprite type or whatever you want to call it will need to have the same number of types. So each one will need an idle, each one will need a walk, which I assume that was the plan anyway.
Ooh, look, this is like art. Look, Marcus is like crawling towards the TV, and then as soon as he stops to watch it, he turns gray, like the static.
Oh, he's colored when you're walking because it's a color animation.
And then he backs up. He realizes this is just a black hole. He says, "I'm out of here." Crawls away.
Hold on, stop moving again. Yeah, okay. The origin might be slightly higher on the.
It is, yeah.
Alright. Weird. I was like, hold on, why is he like stepping back? But anyway, I think if I have a DS list of DS lists, a list of lists, and it actually doesn't even need to be a DS list. I can use real, genuine arrays for that, to save on some processing power. But an array of arrays then, or I guess a DS list of arrays, rather, I'll as long as each, the index for idling is always index 0, and then the index for walking is always index 1, I should be able to track it by that, using that. Kind of like we did the card deck things in Kip.
Alright. I got to go to bed. Okay. Oh yeah, also here, let's do the line real quick. I have pressed enter to get in line. I was saying originally I thought you should have to sneak in, but if we're going to have animations for everything else, I suppose... Like, my instinct is to say...
I was actually talking to Dave about it, and we agreed to make it something that you have to sneak and do.
Yeah, I always am going to be on the side of the character has to actually fake it.
Okay.
Wait, are you not in line there?
I got out. I
It's
hit.
supposed to enter to get in line. It's supposed to
But you can
So
leave with you
Here's
leave
the
with.
potential scenario that we were
it's supposed
thinking
to
of.
go
Yeah.
away when you get in line.
You hit enter again to leave though, right?
No, you hit any button to leave.
Oh.
You're just a pure white screen.
No, I left. Yeah, I don't think it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I left the line.
I was wondering why it was still showing it, because if you hit enter, you get in. If you hit anything, you'll leave. That way you could theoretically get on the bus and jump off. But I think I was talking to Dave about it, and I am going to make it, you get in the line and you do have to fake it, and I'll try to make it that the bus stop is going to, or what it's not going to be a bus stop, we're going to make it a hot dog stand in the end, we decided. But the hot dog stand is going to...
drop off zone.
It's gonna have a little
Oh,
area
drop.
that's it's tracking to make sure you're inside it.
The bus
If
should
you're
be
inside that area. As soon as you get in that area, it'll recognize you as in line, and then you're gonna have to walk and try to stay in that area while people are getting their hot dogs, or otherwise the AI is going to skip ahead of you essentially, and that'll call you out as you're not an AI.
I do
And you'll have
think
to try to match the people moving forward.
I do think two things. I think you should the people in line should do like a whistling or like a shuffling their feet animation, and you should be able to at least do that animation. And then also the bus should be owned by the hot dog company in a sort of
Bus should be the Wienermobile. Got it.
yeah. Bus should be a Wienermobile, and owned by
Wienermobus.
owned by the biggest corporation in this world. The Oscar Mayer Corporation is like the biggest is like the big evil corp.
But you could have a situation, so like the hot dog stand could be like I don't know why I just said a hot dog stand, but like it could be like you're getting in line to get something that like this is an objective that gets you like a gem, right? And two players could be doing that, right? And they could be line next to each other, line in line, like, and not even know it.
I see it. Dave and I were talking about this before, and the way I see it is the hot dog stand line thing is dangerous because it's so obvious if you fuck it up that you are not an AI. But you should get something pretty good for it.
Yeah. Well, that should that's how kind of all objectives should be, right?
Yeah, you need to be incentivized.
Strat, you're gonna be like looking around for the objectives and seeing who might be going for them and stuff.
Yeah.
That all sounds really cool. Alright, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna commit locally. Fixed some shit. Made TV animate faster. Commit to main. Push origin. Alright.
Actually, it's probably pretty easy. Once you get in the line, I could easily just have it every time it gets to the player, instead of moving him, it'll just say, "Hey, if the player's not in this where he's supposed to be with this buffer, kick him out of the line." And then you would have to be at the end of the line again to get back in. So that's actually, I was thinking about it. The code for that is really just the addition of a single line of code.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I'll try to do that right now. You pushed it, Chris?
I did.
Oh, maybe I'll test out if it is truly this addition of a single line of code. I should name these things more generally, though, instead of bus stop and hot dog stand or whatever. I should just name them line, function, or
Those are
like
code
that.
names.
I need to
So
clean up
they're
a lot of the
reasonable.
movement code, and a lot of my code is fucking. I just been throwing
Carryover.
shit
A
and
lot of
shit.
it looked like it was carryover from other games when I was reading through it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was for the other game. I was like, this was the template I made for the other game I'm working on right now.
That's for an optimization pass. We're in the prototyping.
I hate doing them, but doing them makes me.
Hey, what were you saying about my polls, Chris?
Oh, say
Stop talking about these poles.
never. I was saying that
There's multiple of them.
either I have to get them, you know, since you walk over top of them when you're on the second floor. Either I have to get the I have to draw them with the draw thing by their Y. In which case I might as well just start drawing everything by its Y rather than just making exceptions for everything I need to do it with.
I mean, that is usually like that ends up like just fitting in with other things down the line better, right? Doing it that way.
It does, but for the prototype level, if you want it to look natural, just don't put it in front of a second story building because it looks fine when you're on the
Made it so
street.
tall though.
Well, it can be in the street. Remember, we were gonna have a big open street area originally.
I'm gonna put it right in the middle of the street. I wanna make shadows for that. Like I feel like these.
I like these
objects should be
shadow
casting
people.
Shadows on
Or I like these
ground,
static
but-
people rather.
Oh god, walking and running animations always take so long. But it must be done. Alright. I'm leaving you all. Don't follow me.
Goodbye.